Yes, now in studio is Ghada Sharab, the operations manager of Reach Education Fund, whose family is in Gaza. Good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning.
Tell us about your immediate family in Gaza and what is going on with them.
So I have all my family in Gaza, and to be more exact in Khan Yunis, which is southern of Gaza, where it's supposed to be safe and they're supposed to have, everything that they need. But unfortunately, it's very tough over there. And it's terrific and terrible to hear the news. No one is safe in Gaza, first of all, not the south or the north. They don't have access to drinkable water. They don't have access to food or anything. And the fear from losing their lives and losing their family, beloved ones and family members is just a second away there. So it is really tough, and it's tough for me to be here and just talking about it, and just something that I experienced myself. I lived my whole life in Gaza since I was 9 years old, the 2008 aggression. So I've lived my childhood in this, and I know how it feels. 51 days of aggression in 2014 was horrible for a kid that was 13 years old at that time. And I don't think any child in this world should live or go through that, or any parents should see, or lose their children and their people, and it's horrific.
Is your family, are they in their homes? Are they in a shelter? What are they doing now?
So my family, they're hosting 5 other families with them.
And have they had, so down in the south where they are, have they had bombings nearby? Was your brother injured, did you say?
Yes, my brother was injured because they bombed a house in the neighborhood just yesterday. My little sister, she's 10 years old. She was just going to the local market. And my mom just was, telling her not to go from the route where it was bombed before and to go from the other street. And just 2 minutes later, they bombed that street. And you could just imagine how she went crazy. And my sister, how she felt. But luckily, she did not actually take the advice, and she went from the bombed street, and we could have lost her. And
are you able to keep in touch with them on the internet, or I'm assuming electricity is not working?
Electricity is absolutely down. Connection is really bad. I can't really, stay in touch with them all the time because they also cut off the internet sometimes, most of the time. But we manage to just, watch the news and see what's happening. But the connection is really bad there.
And people who live in Gaza are normally allowed to work in Israel if they have a permit. Mm-hmm. So the people of Gaza must have expected this response from Israel after October 7th, no?
I think after all these years of aggression I just mentioned to you, 2008, I think both should have also expected. And they should have expected also the reaction of putting people under siege for 18 plus years. I know in the COVID and the Corona, during Corona, all the people went crazy about the lockdown and not being able to work or go out. How about people, 2 million innocent people not able to travel? When I came to the States, it took me 13 days to make it just because I'm from Gaza. This is not normal. This is not right. We're not only living this under the aggression, we're living this on a daily basis. The struggle of finding drinkable water. You could find UN report about that Gaza will not be livable by 2020, and we are 2023. And we still, you just mentioned and talked about humanitarian aid. The whole world is just watching. 3,600 plus children were killed. Just yesterday, when they bombed that street in our neighborhood, and bombing mosques, and bombing churches, and bombing hospitals, and just yesterday they bombed the schools.
But Hamas sites are embedded in all these places, right? Just by the very nature of the geography.
It's funny that the strongest army in the world was not able to target Hamas since 2008. This is really weird. I think it's more like the Gaza people than Hamas. It's more like Gaza, it's more Palestinians. My dad was just released this morning. He's been abducted and missing for 3 weeks. He used to work in...
After October 7th, this happened.
Before? No, this happened October 7th.
Yeah.
My dad used to work in occupied Palestine or Israel, whatever you guys want to call it. And he had a permit. And to all of our, people are listening and watching us, to get a permit there, they did good background check on you. So they know you don't have any political affiliation, but Dad had been abducted and missing, and he was released this morning. And the torture they went through was just unbelievable. No one deserves to sleep every night not knowing if his dad or my dad, I wasn't knowing if my dad is even alive. But when I saw the video, it's just very unfortunate. Do you know that 200 plus children are in Israeli prison from the West Bank when, you know, Hamas is not there and they have access to the West Bank whenever they want? But I don't think what my dad went through, they told him, we killed your family. My dad didn't know anything for 3 weeks about us. And when he came and I just talked to him before I came here just to get update, and he just looked horrible. My dad is 59 years old.
Well, we're glad he's back.
I am glad he's
Yeah.
back, but I'm here advocating for those who are still missing. And as you know, this country is taking the lead role in freeing the hostages. I think these people also deserve to get a chance to talk about their struggle.
Yes.
Ghada, we appreciate you coming in this morning.
Thanks, Ghada.
Thank you.